Hey everybody, welcome back to another amazing show. This is the Real Estate Marketing Roundtable. Mr. Jake Wolf is off helping his good buddy whose grandfather passed away unfortunately last night. So he is double duty and being a phenomenal friend. I have two of my phenomenal friends here. I have Mr. Nick Sakis. I have Mr. Gene Volpe. We are going to be talking about open houses. Guys, people are coming back out of their holes. They're actually putting clothes on. They're getting fully dressed. So we're not doing the news anchor thing of just like from the waist up, you got a suit and tie on, and down below you got Lululemons. But before we get into some great content and ideas, here's your countdown.
Heyo.
What are we doing? Show started. That's a lot of dead air for the beginning of a podcast.
Well, you know what? I'm glitching out here. I don't know what to do.
So
I like the sigh. Just the Gene goes, oh.
What? The host of the show isn't hosting.
I'm hosting. The computer's not hosting. Okay.
So wait, while you're getting your shit in a row, Nick, it's kind of funny. I just went on and so a lot of times people don't see this behind the scenes, but when we live stream, we go on and we'll share the show out to all of our groups and all that stuff. Yep. So I go and share it to my feed, and what's the first thing that pops up? The ability to change who it's going to. Never happened before.
Never happened. We were just talking about it. No, we were just. No, I haven't done it yet. I'm doing it right now.
Literally just doing it. So Facebook changed something, and it's and asked me if I wanted to make it public or sent to just friends or private or what. So
that's actually a weird thing to talk about. So when I'm into share, right? So I'm in slides, or am I into an extra camera, video file? What am I sharing here? Video file?
When you share on your wait. You're talking about sharing on the show.
We're talking about Facebook.
Yeah, we're talking about sharing the show on Facebook, not sharing a PowerPoint on the show.
Now you tricked me up. All right, I see how that is. That's cool. Guys, okay, this is, I think, is going to be a really, really fun topic today. In the title, it does talk about the fact that people are actually putting clothes on. Thank baby Jesus.
Not all of us.
Around there. Yeah, Gene, that's why you always stay below your nipple high on your camera shot. Okay,
that's right, baby.
That was my nickname in high school, nipple high. I'll let you determine why they call me that, but that's what they call me.
Nope, not going there. But there's some good stuff here that we can blend with old school, new school. Getting out there and really kind of pressing the palms, going eye to eye, belly to belly with folks, and also using technology to do the exact same thing, doing interactive conversations. This is a contact sport. It really is. And when I say that, you guys, I know it's cliche. Everyone's like, I know, I've heard it. You have to make a lot of contacts. Well, why don't you start doing open houses for other people in your brokerage if you don't have a listing? So, Nick, as a fellow real estate agent, excuse me, how would you go about getting a opportunity now that you have your pants on to get out there and show this top producer in your office how you're going to be tech savvy? And you're going to be able to get back a report for them and for the seller, so you have an opportunity to do more with them. At the same time, setting up open house signs. How would you go about that?
Yeah, we used to. So creating an open house is an event, right? So it's no different. You shouldn't treat it any different than any other event that you would actually promote for your business, even if it's like, your database in your sphere. So like, you actually promote the event on Facebook as if it's an event and not just a post. So create an event. You can invite people to that event. You can market it like an event. And then you actually have some touch points in between, instead of just posting something that goes into the dark and then you're never going to do anything with it again. Now, there's a whole, we've done whole master classes on how to effectively get multi-touch points with open houses. There's a workflow and everything, kind of like how people do when they, there's a general rule of thumb for listings, and I don't know how many people subscribe to this or do this, when the market was really hot, that you would actually put the house on the market no matter what every Thursday. So whenever you got a new listing, you wouldn't just go live with that listing on a Monday because you got it on a Sunday. You would strategically wait till Thursday. You would put it on the market on Thursday. You'd have Friday, Saturday, or you'd really have Friday to promote it. And then you do open houses Saturday and Sunday for that listing.
Yeah.
And then essentially create a bidding scenario for the weekend and get highest and best offer by the weekend. And this was prior to like highest and best offers going crazy. This is just a normal market, right? That was just a strategy that works really well. So if you create the open house as an event, you target it as an event with some Facebook ads, do a little bit of ad spend. You do that a couple of times, and then you have to kind of prove yourself, right? You're not going to walk up to the top producer in your office who might have a team to do this. But there might be some single agents that are high producers that are stretched too thin. And you can say, hey, I'll throw one of my open house events. I'll cover the ad spend, and I'll give you, like you said, Greg, the report to give your seller, like, this is all the foot traffic we had. This is all the impressions we had. And I'll do all that for free on my dime, because obviously you're looking for the buyers to be there. And it also makes the listing agent look good because you're helping them promote the listing as an event on Facebook for the seller themselves. So
question
100%.
for you on that one really quickly. One of the things that I've done, okay, let me back up. So when there's an event, can you add content to that? Like, can you upload videos? Can you add articles? Can you really kind of make it a whole thing so that when you put a couple of ad dollars out, you can it's a threefold kind of opportunity here. So one, you talk to the top producer. Don't talk to a low producer or a middle producer. They're not going to give you the open house, guaranteed. Well, I don't guarantee anything besides death and taxes. But most likely, talk to a top producer, get the open house on your dime. Put out the open house. Use their signs. Offer to use their signs if to give them more promotion if they want to, or use your own, whatever their flavor is. Then I would go out and I would maybe go and door knock the neighborhoods like you're supposed to do right now. Anyways, go out there and hey, we have an open house. We just listed it. Bob and Sue. They've been here for 20 years. Blah blah blah. Hey, we have an event page here on Facebook. Would you mind doing a 30-second commercial how awesome this neighborhood is? And then be able to, obviously people are going to say yes, some are going to say no, but it's really getting involved and getting into those people's environments, because then you can get their contact information, put those neighbors into your CRM, do additional follow-up, and keep them up to date on what's going on. Hey guys, I interviewed you the other day. Just want to let you know we just went pending. We had 5 offers. It's incredible. Have you guys ever thought about making a move? Because you did a great testimonial about the great walking trails here in the neighborhood. I did that with business pages on some listings, and I picked up a $1.8 million listing by doing that exact strategy. And the neighbors were, 25% available to do a video. It didn't matter because I did a lot of articles about the country club, the neighbors, the different businesses, the commute times, all kinds of stuff on there. And then I take that and then I can show my next client what I do for open houses. And I can show the next agent that I'm going to do an open house where what I'm going to build for them for their property. All I want is the buy side. Gentlemen, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, so open houses have always been a great way to capture, especially targeted audience, right? If you're somebody new and you haven't developed your database, your sphere, you don't really have a list, you haven't had much, many sales under your belt, and you're going to say, I don't want another $150,000 client that, I'm going to have to run around because this house doesn't exist. I say 150 now, it's really like 250 or 300. You strategically do the open houses in the neighborhoods that you want to work in. Right. And guess what? You do an open house at a $500,000 neighborhood, you're going to get $500,000 buyers instead of $200,000 internet leads that you might have thought is the only way to generate business, right? So there's people that I know that have never touched a Facebook ad, have never done anything on social media, and do $10+ million a year with nothing but open houses. And that has been a tried and true strategy forever. And it's coming back because the market is slowing down and open houses are back. And I think that's why we're doing this show, to say, If you haven't done one in a while, it's time to dust off. Like Ronnie just put this 7th level mega open house. I don't remember who that was. Was it Joshua Smith or somebody? Like, there are some people that have the playlist, right, that go over similar tactics, right? The how to do video series leading up to the event and make it a real circus, which is great. But I think now more than ever, we need to start thinking about the open house scenario, because there's going to be a lot of business to be had again with open houses. And you should definitely be aware of that.
Dude, every time I did an open house, I would pick up anywhere, unless it was a real crummy house. It would be a flood. And there's a whole technique, and we can do another show about how to run an open house. We're just talking about how to get back out and doing open houses on this show. But I mean, I would pick up at least 1 to 3 to 5 contacts that then I would, immediately not follow up with, because I'm a typical agent. But if you're abnormal and you're like Nick and you're a perfectionist, it'd be the greatest opportunity to get in there on Saturday and Sunday. Yes, it's your weekend. Find other days in the week that you can take a little time off with you and the significant other or the kids or yourself, or do something fun. Don't go balls deep on this right away. Taper it in. Just enjoy the process. But if you want to get good data, when's the last time, when it comes to doing open houses, have you guys been on RPR lately?
Yeah.
By any chance?
Yeah.
Dude, I just got on there yesterday. So anyone who's listening to my voice right now, go to NARPR.com. Now, if you're a realtor, you'll have a free subscription to it. It's going to be in your MLS. And you can enter in information. You can do neighborhood reports, home reports, mini home reports. There's a whole list of reports. Print those out, because it will have your brand on them. Staple those, hand those to people when they come through the open house, or better yet, get their card and email them a digital copy of that information. It's truly astounding on the information. Gene, stop yawning. Gosh, are we boring you to death?
Yeah, listen. I swear to God, I deal with real estate agents every day. 50 times a day, and I'll go to bed at night and I'll go, why don't I just get my license? And it's conversations like this that make me remember why I don't want to get my license. Like, just shoot me in the. You remember that scene in Monty Python and Holy Grail when they shoot that dude in the heart with the arrow? I'd rather get 4 of those than have to deal with an open house.
Then do an open house. Okay, so all right. Perfect.
Good point.
I love this. I love this, because I was on that as a realtor with a license. That was one of the first things my mom was like, "Yep, you're going to sit at this open house." I hated it until I started doing Facebook ads for it and stuff, and anyway, morphed into something a little bit different. But what are the things that suck the most about an open house? And the reason I'm saying this is because there's a guy named Ben Kinney, which I don't know if any of you are familiar with him or not. He is like one of the OGs. Okay.
Yeah, he's K-Dub out of Northwest.
Yep.
I remember back when Real Geeks first had their podcast, when I was first started getting into this real estate stuff, 2008, 9, 10, really heavy. And I remember Ben Kinney used to talk about the amount of open houses for his new agents. And I don't know for sure, but I almost feel like he would make new agents do 30 open houses. It was like 1 a day. It was a preposterous number. It was like an insane, like no one has ever done 30 open houses that personally as a real estate agent. And that was a requirement of his team. Now, maybe it was 20, maybe it was 15. I feel like it was 1 a day. And they systematized it to where you figure out what you don't like to do about open houses. And they were doing these open house marathons where you would do 2 or 3 open houses in a day, and you would do them shorter. So instead of having a 3-hour long open house, it would be an hour and a half or 90 minutes.
Yes.
And you would be able to do 2 or 3 of these open houses in a day. So now all of a sudden on a Saturday, you have 3 open houses, and you have a runner that you pay $20 an hour to put out all your signs and bring all the marketing materials and set the thing up. So you're literally just like LeBron James walking up at the last minute, clapping your hands with baby powder, and you showed up to do the sales because everything else is done for you.
Yep.
And if you think about it in those terms, Gene, if all you had to do was show up because you had this system in place, how much easier would the open house experience be? Because when you think of open house as a realtor and you get anxiety, you're like, now you're playing Frogger in the middle of an intersection, trying not to get hit by a car to place your open house sign. You're sweating to death. You're trying to figure out how to get to the open house without looking like a bear mauled you because in Florida, 100-degree heat, and you're trying to wear a long sleeve shirt and look professional. Like all those things play into factor. And then it's like, I wasted an entire day and I had one person come to the door. This sucks. I'm never doing an open house again. But it's almost like that at-bat scenario we talk about with social media. How many times you post in videos a week or a day or whatever, like you're not having enough at-bats. So like if you're only posting one video a week on social media and you're bummed out and you say video doesn't work, it's the same way of saying I'm going to do one open house on a Saturday afternoon and open houses don't work. Need to shift that mindset a little bit.
I like where you went with that. I like it because that certainly appeals to me way more so than sitting at an open house that you scheduled for 3 weeks and one person shows up in your 2-hour span. Like that to me is like, if you asked me, I like how you flip that around a little bit. The challenge is going to be finding your roadies, right? Like if my business were to run where I could go on the stage, sing my 2 songs and leave, there's people there selling my albums for me and selling my shirts, and now I'm on the tour bus. That's the way I want to roll, right? Problem for me is I can't sing and I don't play an instrument. So that's kind of hard. So I would love to be that guy who does what you just said, but let's really talk about the practicality of that. I mean,
well, hold on, back it up. You were talking about like where you can get your roadies, right?
Yeah.
Go to TaskRabbit.com. You can find people to do stuff like anything on TaskRabbit. You can have people wait in line.
That right there just made the whole episode. So we're talking about this in generalities, right? Like a lot of times we're like, we'll do more videos. And I think people listening are like, well, I know, but what do I do more videos on, right? So Nick just dropped something where if I was an agent, I would have went like this. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want to do. I want to create a brand and a name for myself where they go, hey, everybody, Gene's here. Oh, he's only here for 15 minutes. So get in while you can. All right, see you guys later. Greg and Nick have the rest of this covered. Reach out to them and schedule some time with me if you want to sit down, right?
Yes.
So what does that look like in the real world? You're saying to me that if I was that agent, I could hire somebody from TaskRabbit to do what Nick talked about, setting up the signs?
Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. I mean, you can get them to do, well, not anything. Keep your minds out of the gutter, you sickos. Anything professional and above board most of the time. But imagine if you got a guy or a gal, let's say it's a college dude, freshman, needs to make a couple of extra bucks. And he's not a partier and he just needs to make some money. Dude, he's on TaskRabbit. You're like, hey, bro, I'll pay $20 and you're going to set up signs. And then I'll buy you a burger and a soda at the end of my last open house on me. Just all you have to do is make sure that all the lights are on, the signs are up. Here are the marked locations on a Google map. Make sure they're all hit all the main locations. And then just make sure you go back and pick them all up or just leave them down. Just kind of, leapfrog those signs over to the next properties. You can even have the sellers get involved with you if you really want to do it. Down in Australia, what they do is they do 1-hour open houses. No. They do 30-minute open houses.
Yeah.
And the sellers get the home ready, turn the lights on. They have a runner that puts the signs out. You were there for 30 minutes. Then the sellers turn the lights off, the signs go down. The runners are already off. The second runner is already off to the next house. And when I was in Australia in 2018, I was talking with Glenn Twiddle, and we were right before we were going to go on stage. And he's like, hey, mate. That's not really an Australian accent.
No,
but
it wasn't good.
No, that wasn't even close. That was horrible. I'm embarrassed for myself. Sorry, Glenn. But he's like, hey, Greg, this is so-and-so. So-and-so, tell Greg how many open houses you did last weekend. And I'm like, okay, how many open houses did you do last weekend? He's like, 30. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Did you put a 0 behind that? Because I thought you said 30. I'm like, how did you do it? And he explained it to me. Here in the U.S., we're conditioned to sit like a bump on a log for 3 friggin' hours, bored out of our gourd. And the reason why I personally hate open houses, even though they're super effective, because it chews right into the middle of your day. So you can't do anything on those days because you're going to get up, maybe work out, do something with the family or whatever. Get out the door, put the signs up, do the open house. Now here in California, we run until 4 o'clock. So we run until 4. Then you got to shut it all down. Then you go pick up all the signs. Then you truck home. It's like 5 o'clock. Okay. Now out of the work clothes into the fun clothes, and you have maybe 3 or 4 hours with the family. That's what pisses me off about open houses the most.
So I like that you said that, because you just said here in California, we run open houses till 4 o'clock.
Mhm.
What does that mean? That means that everybody's doing the same shit. And
Same shit.
I'll tell you this. If you want to have a more effective open house and you still want to sit there for 3 hours, you want more people to show up, literally just do the open house during the week. How many times have you, like, we're all independent business owners. We all don't have to like subscribe to, I sit at a desk all day long. We're out and about. We're in the field. We're doing our thing. How many times have you like gone in between appointments to like a grocery store or whatever, and you're like, I got to do some errands, I got to pick up some groceries, and you're like,
every day.
where the fuck are all these people? Doesn't anybody have jobs anymore? Like,
Yes.
everybody's out.
Yes. Dude, I was in
Who's working? Because we're all here, and I'm waiting in line on a Wednesday afternoon at 2:00. Like, go home, go somewhere else.
Dude,
Get out of my way.
I was in
all those
Costco
people
yesterday.
should be at your open house during the week. Is what I'm like. The week is the best time.
Oh, it's and you know, here's the good thing about it. Let's say you talk to your sellers, and I've done this, by the way. If you have a vacant house, or both, you know, it's like a husband and wife, and they're both like, you know, professionals, and they don't get home until like 5 or 6 at night, right? Dude, ask permission to do open house, like you said, in the middle of the day. Promote it and invite people over to it and say, hey, look, we're doing a special open house. You can door knock and tell the neighbors it's just for them, which it really isn't, but you can tell them that. And then also, you know, I actually was very skeptical of that idea. I really was. And then when I tried it, it worked so well, I quit doing it. You know, and because you're gonna have to do work anyways. Get your laptop, get their Wi-Fi code, or get a Wi-Fi, you know, bounce booster or something if it's a vacant house. Sit there, knock out some reports, do some follow-ups, do some emails, you know, work from the open house. There's no problem with that. I mean, at the exact same time, you can make custom cards for very cheap. And a week before the open house, go take 20 or 50 business cards about that open house. Every single person you see, you give them, say, hey, look, man, I'm a real estate agent. I'm not soliciting your business. We got an open house at 123 Main Street on Saturday and Sunday. Here's the address. By the way, it's going to be catered by, Big Mac burgers. We're going to have some good tasty burgers, chunks, and some fries. Come on by.
They're getting sued, by the way.
Big Mac burgers?
Yeah, that's a copyright infringement. That's a season that's waiting to happen. Hold on. I want to tell you something. I want to correct something you said before.
Okay.
You were talking about TaskRabbit, and you said, get your mind out of the gutter, right?
Oh,
when you go to their page, there's 5-6 things you can select from. I need help with furniture assembly, home repairs, help moving, cleaning, yard work services, and mounting. So it's very possible that you can keep your head in the gutter. Mounting.
They're talking about mounting pictures.
Wow.
You think? Are you sure about that? I'm not sure.
Mounting. That's
Mounting. Why didn't it say mounting pictures then? Like that's
Well,
Yeah.
click on it and see what it
It
does.
could be mounting TVs.
Yeah, and just
Mounting TV on the wall.
okay. We're
I'm just
going
saying.
to steer away from this conversation.
I'm
We're going
just
to go
saying,
straight down the gutter. Super.
You know what this
fast.
means, gentlemen? We need to
Huh.
create a app for real estate agents.
Yeah.
Open House Rabbit.
Oh, that's actually not a
Open
bad
house.
idea.
Open house. Mount your open house with us.
Yeah.
No, but think about this. What if you were able to take this opportunity and you go to every high school in your
Not even
in
high
your
school,
area?
bro. Look how many, like a really good Uber driver or what do you call them? DoorDash, whatever. Like they
Yeah.
make like $100 a day.
Yeah.
$150. Like a really good one might make $200 or $300 if they're really dialed in, doing 20 or 30 different. Like there's a lot of these people that have that mindset right now of like per job, short distance kind of thing. You could tap into all those people. Interest based. If you're a DoorDasher, would you like to make more money, less hours, less time, less driving?
Yeah. No, and that's another thing I've always thought about. Why don't you go to Uber corporate in your area, right? And Lyft and say, hey, look, do you have someone in your company that's a licensed real estate agent? Well, odds are yes, right? So go in and say, look, I will give a 25% referral fee that you can split with the driver in any way that you want if my information is in that vehicle and is put in the hand of the rider as a parting gift with a coupon for a local restaurant just for getting in the cab. So Quiznos, right? And they decided to give a 25% discount. Brought to you by Nick Sakis at the Sakis team. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? So now they're going to hang on to it because it's sticky. Uber or Lyft, because if you ask them where they got it from, I got it from my Lyft driver. Okay, cool. Yeah, how'd you like the Quiznos? Oh, it was pretty good. Okay, good. What kind of sandwich you get? I got the meatball. I love the meatball. Hey, so you think about buying or selling? Well, conversation starts.
Love the meatball.
Oh, me
Who
too.
doesn't love meatballs? You know what I love? I love the fact that I just won $100 from Nick Sakis. That's what I love.
Why? How?
Uh-oh.
If you go back and run the tape, Greg
Uh-oh.
just counted to 10. Nick said you couldn't. I said you could. You did it on the air. I won $100.
You guys are assholes. I bet he can't go to 10. Let's see what he does.
But listen, I love that idea. I really do love. I'm just trying to think of how to make it happen. Like, how could you really make it happen? Where it's like, I'm just thinking about if I was a real estate agent and I had 3 open houses in a day, if I Ubered somebody out, I mean, what's the difference? I go, come to my house. Here's my signs, right? And I need you to drive me to this address first, this address second, this address third. Only I'm not coming with you. I just need you to stick these bitches in the ground. They're still getting paid for it. Oh, by the way, here's a 50.
Yeah. And then the collateral damage. So open house signs get stolen all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Really?
going to be, yeah. Here's the thing though, not when I have your license plate, right? Like if you showed up at my joint and I don't see these, take a picture. They do it with the food. Take a picture of the sign on the lawn.
Every one of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. And send them to me. And then you go and you collect them as you leave. I love that idea.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea because on the way out, I mean, it will take a little bit longer, but it's that leapfrog of getting to that next house. And talk to those top brokers or yourself and get 3 open houses in one day. Just try it. Just see what happens. Take a week to promote it. With what Nick was talking about, like an event or a business page or something like that. Do the door knocks, invite people over. See if you can do the interviews, get articles about the local area, what's going on, different restaurants, what's up and coming. Go to Nextdoor, get some articles about current content that's happening around the area. One idea that I had, and I talked to one car dealership about it. Never went any further, but they were very amenable to it. Go to high-end or applicable car dealerships for the marketplace that you're in. So if you're selling in luxury, go to a high-end luxury, used car dealership and say, hey, look, I will give you guys full signage. All I need is 2 of your vehicles in my front yard because I'm selling an image and a brand. I'm selling an opportunity. Like if you buy this house, you could drive this Porsche. You could drive this Mercedes. You could drive this Benz or this G-Wagon or whatever it's going to be. So the car dealership gets branding, right? They can have a salesperson on site to talk about and hand out business cards in the front, have some stuff on the inside. And then you get to, show people like, look, this could be your life. Like, what would your wife think or your husband think if you bought this house and all of a sudden he gets a brand new G-Wagon? Honey, we're buying this house, not that house, because this, kind of hits all my senses. What do you guys think about that? I mean, it's definitely a little bit out of the box, but again, we're all putting our pants back on, so might as well do something a little bit creative.
So a car dealership is a great connection to have from a business standpoint, no matter what. So think about all the people that frequent a luxury car dealership. You would want them to know about your open house. So doing joint marketing in that fashion is great. Like walking through the mall and there's a car in the middle of the mall, because not that people walk at the mall anymore. I'm just saying, for an example, there's always some kind of car in the mall and you end up peeking your head through the window. You try to get in, like you want to see what the car's about. Joint marketing, same thing for an open house. We've done plenty of like luxury listing photo shoots and have cars come in with the representation of the dealership that brought the Ferrari or whatever, because it was a luxury house and we wanted that on the photo shoot, right? That's been done before. So like, I think the general consensus here, right? We're just spitballing a bunch of ideas, things that we've done in the past, whatever. Open houses are coming back. Do you have an open house system? If you failed to have successful open houses, there's probably a reason why. And it's probably because you haven't done enough of them. You haven't put enough thought behind it. And somebody told you that open houses were a thing to do, and you just sat there for 4 hours picking your nose with no plan, right? So it's like anything else. If you create a system around it and a workflow, then you have something that you can repeat over and over and over again. And speaking of that, we didn't talk about direct mail.
Or geofencing.
Yeah. So from a system perspective, going and door knocking and giving RPR packets to all the neighbors is great. But what if instead of going 10 to the left, 10 to the right, and 20 across the street, you go 50, 50, 100 with, $1.25 postcards with your own, listing presentation or whatever. Like, hey, by the way, we're going to have an open house. This is what we do. As soon as a trigger gets, I say trigger, we have automation software that it can allow you to do this, right? You put the address in that you're doing the open house at, and part of a workflow, boom, all of a sudden now you spend $75 and you're targeting people in the neighborhood saying, hey, come to our open house. The postcard gets sent in 2 days automatically. It's part of the system. It's just what you do.
Okay. By the way, I love that. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Before COVID hit, right? The Christmas before COVID hit, my girlfriend and I went out to dinner with my parents, my sister's, brother-in-law, her sister's husband's parents, and all the rest of the siblings, right? And so Jackie didn't want to come empty-handed. So what she did was she went and bought, I think there was like 15 of us or something like that. She went out and bought 15 $1 scratchers, lotto scratchers. And then she taped a penny on the back of each scratcher. So I'm just, again, we're spitballing. What if you went door knocking and you said, hey, no, and then obviously you tape your business card or somehow adhere your business card to the back of that scratcher, right? You say, hey, look, my name is Gene Volpe. We're having an open house at 123 Main Street. Just want to see if you guys might want to pop on by. We might pop on by. Well, you know what? Here's this. Here's a lotto scratcher. Maybe you'll hit the jackpot, and you might know the right person for this house. Have fun, enjoy the scratcher. Hopefully see you at the open house. Everybody loves scratchers. Everybody. I mean, do you guys hate scratchers? And if you say yes, you're off the shelf.
No, I hate them just because I can't win any of them. I love them. I love the promise of, like, you hand somebody scratch off like that, it goes through their mind. I'm going to win 30 grand. What would I do with the 30 grand? Like, the hope of having that in front of you is more fun than actually scratching it off.
Exactly. Like I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, hey, when are you going to go cash in your scratcher? I'm like, well, how much you make? And they're like, I got a $2 scratcher. I made $50. I'm like, okay, that works. Imagine if you get the neighborhood talking about them winning $2, a free ticket, $25, $50, $100, whatever it is. And then they come to the open house and they're raving about you at the open house because you just made them money and all they did is open the front door.
That's it. Jimmy Dixon's hot right now. What's going on?
All caps coming in.
Lotto, genius. He loves it. I can't repeat. I'm not going to repeat what he says. This is real estate censored. I can't say
Lotto motherfucking genius.
Damn, Jim. Coming out hot, bro. It's good though. I love that. I think that's a great idea. People love free stuff. I always say that when I talk.
There's agents that are listening right now that can't fathom. If you just got into business in the last 3 years, you can't fathom opening up a house and not having a tribe of people stomping through.
That's a good point.
The idea that you would have to have gift cards to entice people, give away lottery tickets, door knock the neighborhood. Like, this is real estate work, right? That if you were in the business of the last 3 years, you might not have had any experience with whatsoever.
Right.
You know what I just thought? You know what? That is a thing, like, you just really can't wrap your brain around because you haven't done it yet. But you can go to, I don't know, you guys probably know that a couple of printing houses, and you get those little stamp things, and you can put whatever kind of information. Instead of putting a business card on the back of these things, you can get one of those little stamper things, and you could put it on the back so it doesn't weigh it down at all. I don't know. That probably cost you $20 to get one of those things. Probably last forever in a day.
Yeah, they do. They last a while.
Tony's out here doing custom scratchers.
Tony's out here doing all kinds of stuff. He's a TikTok phenom.
TikToking.
My goodness.
He's got the TikTok bug.
Tony Babs, how are you doing any real estate with all this outside shenanigans? That's what I want to know.
Because he's Tony. That's why.
Tony
why would you doubt the Tony? Okay.
I don't doubt him. I don't doubt him at all. He loves having his name said on the show. I know that much.
Yeah. Well, who doesn't? I mean, so do you. Okay, let's do some final takeaways. I gotta go pick up a car, which I'm literally an hour late.
Are you buying a new one?
No, my lifters on my SRT are failing, so I got to go in and get that thing fixed. It's gonna cost like $4,000 to $6,000 to get this thing fixed, but it's cheaper than buying a new car. Yeah,
yes,
that hurts my heart. But I love that damn car. It's the beast. So you can.
How many miles you got on that thing, man?
67,000.
Yeah. What year is it?
14.
And you bought that thing new?
No. I bought it used.
Oh, you did?
I never buy new cars. No.
I just did. I guess that says something about me.
Yeah. Well, we need to do a CT scan on your brain and see how it's functioning. We'll see what's going on up there.
Volpe doesn't give a fuck.
He's gangster Volpe.
He not only bought a new car, ladies and gentlemen, he bought a new car with red leather interior, so that should tell you something. He doesn't give.
You picked out the one thing that I wouldn't have said. It's a manual. That's what people need to know.
Yeah, there you go. That's
what you need to know.
You can't steal his car. Nobody knows how to drive a stick.
Most people can't steal my car. I'm trying to teach my daughter. She's like, Dad, now I got to learn other things. I'm like, it's easier. You'll be a better driver because of it.
Yo,
someone's gonna break in your car and just dump a Slurpee on the dash because they're gonna be so pissed they can't steal it. They don't know how to drive.
You guys know those street racing cars? They have the lever up here and you're back shifting and forward shifting, but it's not like down low. It's up top and it's a race car.
Jake Wolf was in that Daytona 500.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are off on a tangent right now. Gene, final takeaway for this show on how to stand out from the crowd, do some blue fishing, just be an awesome human being, just like yourself.
Dave Joslin says it's a millennial anti-theft protection system. And he's right. And
that
some
sounds
people
patent pending. They're probably charge more for that if that was on there.
and there's some people our age that can't do it either, Dave. So I get it. Takeaways. Well, I will tell you that titles are important, right? So I think this show, if anything, we had a really good live audience today, both on YouTube and Facebook. And I think a lot of it had to do with our selection of the title. I think people are intrigued by it. So for me, it's kind of off the beaten path and not really what we were talking about here. But if you're going to do advertisements for your open house or you're going to have an open house, think pretty hard about the what the title is going to be so you capture people's attention. That's all. That's what I'm going to leave you with. It's a little side note, but I think it's important.
Well, you can there's a couple of sites out there where you can go and you can type in your title and it will rate it on clickability. And so if it really sucks, if you get over 30, you're great. If you get over 50, you're insane. Your click-through rate is going to be absolutely over the moon. So,
do you know any of those sites? If we can give these people a takeaway,
you know what? We'll put it in the notes because I'm blanking on them right now. Headline evaluator or something like
that. Just type in headline analyzer.
Yeah, headline analyzer. Thank you, Nick. All right, so Nick, final takeaway.
I'll go with the Grant Cardone effect, right? If you say open houses suck, you've probably only done 3 to 5 of them. You got to 10x your efforts. Figure out a way to create an open house system that you can replicate, duplicate, do some open houses during the week because nobody works anymore and everybody's out and about, and you might as well save your Saturday for more fun things, if you will, with your family. Just do the open houses during the week.
Okay. I like that. One of the things we didn't really talk about with this, it just kind of popped in my head is, take, Clever or any other, system that you want to use, but I would recommend Clever. Drop a geofence around either luxury car dealerships like Cadillacs, GMCs, whatever, Ferraris, Porsches, whatever it is. If you want to do that to attract to high-end listings, or drop a geofence around your local supermarket for a couple of days. So whenever people come in and out of that supermarket, they're getting pinged with, hey, we have an open house. 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 I've never tried it, but I just thought about that. I'm like, huh, that could be a really cool idea. If you lead them back to a landing page and then push them over to your YouTube channel where they can see what you're doing and kind of what the house looks like with the videos that you're going to make about it. I don't know. Out of the box thoughts. Sometimes I get myself in trouble, but if you're afraid of not getting people through, imagine if like Publix or Safeway, you dropped a geofence around that supermarket closest to that house. Said, hey, look, you're only 1.32 miles. We're going to be open Saturday and Sunday from 1 till 3. We're going to be catered by Bob's Burgers. Come on by, and we have waters and sodas here for you. Hope to see you then. They hit the landing page. You own it. You put them in your CRM. You're off to the races. You have a whole new batch of potential leads. So that's going to be my takeaway. I love you too, buddy. Okay. So guys, I need you to do something that you haven't done in quite a while. I need a bow in the show for the show. Bow in the road.
That was a very good Jim Carrey impression.
Yeah, thank you. Only a few people know that. Bow in the show. Nick, what's your color?
Lottery gold. We're talking about scratchers.
Wee. I like it. All right, Gene, what you got?
I am taking my youngest daughter to see the Phillies play the Reds tonight. And being that the Phillies are red, Phillies are red and the Reds are red, let's go with blue.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, why not?
We'll have to look for you on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where. Actually, we just got invited to a suite too, and I had to turn the suite down, a box seat. So we probably would have been right behind. Yeah, well, I made plans with one of my buddies and his daughter. It's her birthday, so I can't peel off and say, well, the two of us are going to the box. And
yes, you can. Yes, you can.
No, that's not how I roll. That's not how I roll. Well, at least you gave me approval. So when I come to Tampa Bay and we go see those crap ass Devil Rays play,
boy,
when you and the boys are going this way, your boy's going to be going this way. You told me it's okay to go to the box.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll throw you in the Ray tank.
Oh my God. Okay, guys, we love you to pieces. Thank you for coming and watching and being a part of the show. We cannot do the show without you. Guys, give us some more comments in the comment section on YouTube and on Facebook. Let us know your thoughts. Give us some ideas on content that you guys want us to talk about. We're here to serve and bring value to you because we want to see you grow and thrive. So we love you to pieces. Go out there, be an amazing human being. And until next time, peace out, ninjas. We gone.